Hi, welcome back to Empty Sews. I'm Emma. I found out this week that my little puppy dog, who's not quite so little anymore, he's 15, actually has cancer on his tail. So I'm feeling a little bit sad about that. The vet has come up with a solution. We're going to be amputating his tail, and hopefully the cancer has been caught early enough that it won't spread. So yeah, that's just what I've got going on in the background. To be honest, if I hadn't committed to this video months ago, I probably wouldn't have had a video for you all this week. But yeah, I just haven't felt quite like myself this week, which I think is understandable after getting news like that. Anyway, on to happier things. Today's video is part of the Pattern Hack-a-thon currently happening on Instagram and YouTube. So if you're interested in pattern hacking, stick around. The Pattern Hack-a-thon is being run by Chris from Unsocial. I'll make sure to leave a link to her channel. I'll also leave a direct link to the video telling you how you can join in with the Pattern Hack-a-thon and submit your entry into the challenge. Chris has a really in-depth video about this, and so there's no point in me messing something up when you can go and watch her video about it. There are lots of channels participating in the Pattern Hack-a-thon vlog tour on YouTube, and on the screen is a list of all the channels and the dates of their videos. And I actually have another pattern hacking video on my YouTube channel, and I'll link this one for you down in the description below. In the video, I created this jumper. I took a free jumper pattern I had, and actually I took two free jumper patterns and I mushed them together. One jumper pattern with no hood, one jumper pattern with a hood, and I put them together and created a hood on the jumper that didn't have a hood. But for today's video, I really struggled to think about what I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to make for this challenge. So I had a look online for some inspiration because I really wasn't sure. The only thing I knew was, even though I would quite like to have hacked another jumper or sweater pattern, because in Melbourne, where I'm currently recording this video, it's winter and I do need a jumper when I go outside. I'm okay in a t-shirt inside, but I do need a jumper when I go outside. So it would have been nice to hack another jumper in a different way, but I didn't want to do something that I'd already done on my channel recently. So I found some pictures of some dresses that I quite like, and I decided that I wanted to actually make a pinafore. All I could think about was the Fabric Godmother Fleur Dress and how this could be adapted to create a pinafore. I knew that I wanted to eliminate the ties, and I knew that I wanted to change the high neckline into a V neckline, and that I wanted to add a zip to the center front. So I did just that. As you can see on the dress, I've added a zipper to the center front. I've created a V-neck front neckline. I'll put some pictures up of me actually in the dress so you get a better look at it, but I did adapt the Fleur dress to create this new dress, which I'm planning on wearing with tights, boots, and a long sleeve t-shirt underneath, so it's winterfied. The Fleur dress is a summer dress pattern. I've managed to make this Fleur dress in this heavier weight fabric. It's like quite a nice purple. I either got this fabric from the Op Shop or the Australian Sewing Guild swap table, and instead of doing facings, I've found the neckline and the armholes, and I've actually made it so that the binding peeks out, so you get a nice little added pop of colour on the neckline and armholes. I thought I'd show you the pattern piece on how I changed this one. So this is my traced off pattern piece with my full bust adjustment. I just traced this one off the original pattern piece, and to turn it into a V-neck, originally I just sort of straightened that curved high neckline into a V neckline, but then I decided it wasn't quite deep enough. So I actually just folded it back and I used that edge of the pattern piece to create the V-neck on the front. And then I knew that I was going to add a zip, so I actually added in just a centimetre onto the centre front there using post-it, so I can take it off later if I want, just to add like a seam allowance for where I was going to attach the zipper. On this pattern I also did a sway back adjustment, and I took out some of the excess fabric at the side seams because this fabric had stretch in it, and so I didn't want the pinafore to be too loose. That's all the changes I made to that pattern, and I'm really pleased with it, and I think I'm going to get quite a bit of wear out of that one this winter. I did one other pattern hack this month in preparation for this video. I used the True Beauty pattern by Ellie Mac. As you can see from the images of this pattern, it's quite a fitted bodice, and it has a skirt that flares out and it's off the shoulder, or you can add straps to cover your bra, and so that's what I did. Editing Emma here. When I was recording this video, I forgot to share how I was planning to hack the pattern, so I wanted to share that with you before I get on to telling you about what I made. I had planned to turn the True Beauty dress into a more A-line style dress like in this image. But here is my finished dress. You can see that I've added in the straps to cover my bra straps, and I've actually added them in elastic so they're a little bit stretchy. Yeah, so that's the True Beauty that I made. You'll be able to see in the photos that I put up of me actually wearing this dress that I hacked it by widening the bodice from under the arms into a more A-line shape, and then I gave the dress a high-low hem, which if you've been watching some of my videos, you know I like a good high-low hem. So that's all I did. I just extended from the underarm in an A-line shape and then did a high-low hem on the dress, and that's how I hacked this one. It gives you quite a different look to what the pattern originally was, and it was fairly simple to make. I didn't end up having to attach a skirt onto the bodice because it's all in one, although I will not be wearing this one during our winter. I will get quite a bit of wear out of this one when it warms up later in the year. I hope from the two dresses that I've made you can see that making hacks to your patterns doesn't have to be difficult. It can be a really small change. It's just about making the pattern your own to suit your body, to suit your style. On the Fabric Godmother Fleur dress, I changed the neckline and I added a zip instead of the ties, but the rest of the dress is exactly the same. And on the True Beauty dress, I just turned it into an A-line shaped dress. They were both fairly easy to do. So yeah, I hope that my video gives you some inspiration and some courage to try some pattern hacks of your own. I'm really enjoying seeing everyone else's pattern hacks on Instagram. So if you've thought about joining in this challenge, I really hope that you do. But that's it from me. I hope you have a creative day, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I can't remember if the pattern's just called True Beauty or if it's called the True Beauty dress, or anyway.